everyone, welcome to my channel Magistra Latina et Graecae, where I, Ella Marie, will be taking you step by step through both Latin and ancient Greek texts. Although so far we haven't gone through any texts. I did actually make this video before. I really hope you can't hear my cat scratching in the background. Anyway, I did make this video, but it cut out all of the sound, so I wasted an hour trying to go through it and got nothing from it. And it was too complicated to do a voiceover, so I gave up. And I've had tennis elbow for like 6 months, which has been painful and stopped me from like writing and stuff, but it's getting better, I think. And honestly, I don't feel good today, so I'm procrastinating doing my homework by recording this instead. So be thankful. So let's get started. Today I'll be taking you through how to translate some of the first poem of the first book of the Amores by Ovid. If you haven't already checked out my introduction to Ovid video, I'd highly recommend it. And well, hopefully I'll be able to remember everything since I haven't looked at this for a few months, but I have notes, so it should be fine. Last time I got about half the poem done, and of course then all my progress was gone. We'll see how far I get this time, because I want to take my elbow into consideration and not overexert myself. So, yeah, great. As you can see, I've got the text up here, and I've put the vocab on top of it to make it a lot easier so you guys know what I'm talking about. And let me just... Whoa, that's hard to read. Yes, my notes are so hard to read. This is going to be great, guys. Okay, so, first line. Arma gravi numero violentaque bella parabam. First two lines, actually. Adere materia conveniente modus. Yeah, so, first thing you should do... Is that too big? Yeah, that's too big. First thing you should do when looking at a sentence is find the verb. Now we can see parabam here. We have the bam ending. That's the verb. And the form of it, bambaspat, is imperfect. So I'll write it on here so you can annotate it all. You know, before I annotated all of this, and then of course everything was deleted. So I had to go off and I had to wipe out all of the annotations, but like keep all of the vocab, and it was really hard. But anyway, you can tell I'm not doing okay. It's fine though, because we've got this. We can do this. I'm sorry. Anyway, as I was saying, imperfect first person singular. So it's saying I was preparing. Now if we look over, what would someone be preparing? Oh look, we have an infinitive down here, and there's a comma right after it, so it evidently goes with this part. So they were evidently preparing, let's put infinitive there, to put forth what? So now we need an accusative. And we look through this top part and we see there's a que on the end. So that's an and, so that's evidently, an and always goes before. So, and violenta, bella, they look like they could go together. And then... Well, arma and bella are both second declension, neuter. So if we go through the plural, it goes like bella, 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 or arma, arma, arma. So that can be nominative, vocative, or plural. What? Nominative, vocative, or accusative. Sorry, I'm sorry. And... Yeah, and it's obviously not going to be nominative because we have our nominative with bam. Oh, it's just deleted that. Lovely. So, the only other things that arma and bella can be are accusative. So they both must be accusative plural. I feel like I should be doing this in 2 colours, but you get one. Not singular. Oh my god. It's okay. We'll get through this. We'll get through this. So, as I was saying, violenta goes with bella. So, weapons, let's ignore gravi numero for a minute. Weapons and violent wars. Then we have gravi numero. Numero is the noun, so let's go with that. from numerous, so that'll be second declension masculine. So if we go down, that can be dative or ablative, singular. I feel like I should be resting my elbow on the table, but oh well. So, and then gravy, to go with that can be, wait, give me a sec. It's A-M-E-O-O. Gravy. Wait, no, gravy is a third, 3-3. Yeah. Yeah, 3-3 adjective. So it doesn't come from gravus, like my mind thought it did. It comes from gravis. So it would be, goes like a third declension, like rex. So the E on that, like rex, regem, regis, regi, regay. Or if it's an adjective like this is, it can go like gravis, oh God, I don't know this. This is going so well. Wait, let me just look it up. This makes me sound like I don't know what I'm doing when I actually do. I'm just having a bad day, guys. Don't judge me off this, okay? Like, I'm just writing all the wrong stuff. Oh, go away. No one cares about your cookies. Gravis. And I can't be bothered to re-record this. Like, yeah. Gravis, gravem. Okay, I was right. Gravis, gravem. Gravis, gravi. It's wait, no. Rex, regem, regis. Yeah, it's basically exactly the same. So I was right. In my mind, I was right. I was just not sure about gravem, but it's right. So E, that can again also be dative, singular, or ablative, singular. So why don't we put it all together and figure out which it is, if it's dative or ablative. So I was preparing to put forth weapons and violent wars. Then of course dative, 2 or 4. So 2 a heavy rhythm, 4 a heavy rhythm, that doesn't really work. If you go to ablative, which is by, with, or from, you can go with a heavy rhythm. That works. So let's go with that. I was preparing to put forth weapons and violent wars with a heavy rhythm. And then here we have materia conveniente modis. That has, if you see an E on the end, you start to think, ooh, that's probably an ablative singular. This is from conveniens, sounds like a participle. Probably is. And, well, that goes like, no, I'm not even going to say that. Modis, which is from modus, which is second declension. Yeah, it's second declension. So modis can either be dative or ablative plural. This is going so great, guys. And then we have materia, which is from materia. Now you could think, oh, that could be nominative. And yes, it could be. But if we've got an ablative and then we've got a dative / ablative, and we don't have any verb in the last part of this, just like, yeah. So you think, and the materia, since it's first declension, that means that too could be ablative, singular. And if we did that and we made this no, we don't want that ablative. Wait. Then this, both of these, since this is an adjective, can go together. Going like, ooh, and then it goes with an appropriate subject matter, ablative absolute, and then we have modest. And again, we go through it, to the meter, for the meter. Ooh, for the meter sounds good, so that's probably dative, plural. So with an appropriate subject matter for the meter. At the end, I'll go through the whole translation wherever we get up to. yeah, so let's move on to the next part. Par erat inferior versus. So we have our verb, which we go to first, because then we know what to be looking for the nominative, which is erat, to be, or, well, this is the imperfect, third person singular. So he, she, or it was. And then we've got inferior, well, that's a comparative, lower. And with the ior on the end, that would be nominative singular. And versus. Now, versus is the fourth declension. And fourth declension, well, that has, I think, well, it's like versus, versus, versum, versus, versui, versu, versus, 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 versuum, versibus, versibus, I think. So as you can hear, has a lot of ones ending in us, so there are lots of possibilities. But then we also have par, which is equal. So versus, well, since a comparative is like, no, wait, give me a sec. Yeah, a comparative is an adjective. Yeah, so since a comparative is an adjective, it has to sort of go with something. So it could go with line, because versus can be nominative singular, and that would work because we need something to be equal. To be honest, erat from sum to be, on either side of it, it should be nominative, because that's just how languages work for some reason. And I don't believe that par takes a particular case. Doesn't look like it. So we can say the lower, well, I think these two go together anyway. So the lower line was equal. Yeah, that's it. I'm looking at my notes now and I've got it in my head. I know this now. So the lower line was equal. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean the lower line was equal? What does that mean? But what is implied is the lower line was equal to the first. Because if you'd watched my introduction to Ovid video, I believe I said this in there, this, the Amores, and some other of his works are written in I can't even pronounce things. Elegiac couplets. Yeah. And that means they have 6 beats is the wrong word. 6 what's it called? Oh, and it's fine. Everything's fine. Elegiac. Oh, am I even saying this right? It has 6 in one line and 5 in the other. It's like hexameter one line and pentameter in the other line. Yeah, let's go with that. I mean, it is. I sound really unsure, and I'm really sorry that I sound so unsure. But, like, I promise you, I am telling you the truth. So 6 in one line, like hexameter in one line and pentameter in the other line. And what Ovid is saying is, in his work, the lower line, let's say this one, was equal to that line. So he's saying there were 6 in each, so he was just writing in dactylic hexameter. But now we're going to find out why he's telling us this. Rese cupido dicitur atque unum surpuisse pedem. So we look for the verb again. Dicitur. This is passive. So it is, let's put, oh, I haven't, if I don't write passive, then just assume it's active, all right? Because, like, I wasn't thinking about that. But anyway, this is passive and it's third person singular in the present tense. So it is said, Then after that, you have a that. So it is said that. And then you look for, not me frantically looking up how to decline Cupid, because it's a bit of a dodgy word. Oh, shut up, you stupid website. Don't crash my stream. It's not a stream, but why can Cupid be feminine? Oh, you do what you want, Cupid. It's nominative. Okay, so I'm right. It can only be nominative. Well, nominative or vocative. So it is said that Cupid... I don't agree with that. It is said that Cupid... What is it said that Cupid? It is... Oh, no, I've got it. I know what I'm doing wrong. I get it now. It is, nominative singular is Cupid. Cupid is the nominative of this sentence. I hope you feel like you're getting to work this out with me, and I just realised I have tea that I haven't drunk. So Cupid is said to, and then what is he said to have done? We have a infinitive here, which is a perfect infinitive. So Cupid is said to have laughed, and we have another perfect infinitive, to have stolen, then our accusative going together, 1 foot. That's what they're called. They're called feet. This one has 6 feet and this one has 5 feet. Thank you, Ovid, for reminding me. I probably sound so crazy today. This is what happens when you're autistic and there is no one at home. So you get to unmask in front of a random microphone and have random people listening to this. But anyway, so Cupid is said to have laughed and to have stolen 1 foot. So that is why he's not in dactylic hexameter anymore. And he's in elegiac, yeah, however you want to pronounce it, couplets. I think it's elegiac. So Cupid stole a foot from each of the other lines because he wants to annoy Ovid. So, quis tibi save puer dedit hoc in carmina iuris. So we've got the verb, and then let's note the editor or whoever of this thankfully putting some commas here. So we know that this part is separate. So dedit, to give. So this is present tense, active, and third person singular. Let's try not to obscure the words. So he gave or she gave, but then we look to the start of the sentence so we see who. So it's going to be who gave, and tibi, that's dative singular. Who gave to you? Then we need a accusative. Now we have hoc. We have. I'm not even going to try and recite hoc because I'm not going to get it right. I can recite hoc. My teacher made us all learn it, but I'm not going to try in this state of mind. I'm just going to tell you and hope you trust me that this is accusative singular. Where shall I? Let's put that there. It can be accusative singular. Hic, haec, hoc, hunc, hanc, hoc. I'll just recite that for you. So who gave to you this, and then this has to go with something, doesn't it? So we need to find another accusative. Hang on a second. Ha. Oh, great. Well, now you are seeing me fumble because I have written something. And I do not quite remember this, but there is not an accusative to go with hoc because iuris is actually genitive singular. You're probably asking, oh my god, why is it genitive singular? And to be quite honest, I am asking that as well. So what I have written is partitive genitive, commentary with a dash, snazzy. I do not know what I was thinking. That does not tell me anything. So, yeah. I mean, the partitive genitive is when, like, the genitive is used as a part of a whole. So if you had, like, a quantity or something. I'm not quite sure why it's used here, but I will link the commentary that I used when I was looking at this in the description. So if you want to go and look more into that, you do that. And please tell me in the comments why the partitive genitive is used. Otherwise, let's trust the commentary and put this accusative and genitive together. And go this right. And then in Carmina, so in must go with Carmina because Carmina is ablative singular, and in can either take the ablative or accusative. With the ablative, it's in or on, and with the accusative, it's like into or onto. So in poetry, on poetry, or we could say, and make it very nice, over poetry. So who gave you this right over poetry? And then, of course, we have this part that we left out, puer. You would think, oh, that could be nominative singular, how lovely. But we already have a nominative singular, don't we? So it's not going to be. And we also see Saiwe. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Saiwe. And you think, oh, it could be from Saiwa and then a... No, it couldn't, because that's not how the first declension works. And it's just like, what would this air be? And then you remember the vocative. The one everyone forgets. And you think, oh, this could be a second declension vocative. Because it goes so-a, so-a, so-um, so-e, so-o, so-o. And the air is vocative. So yes, these are both vocative singular, and he's talking to this cruel boy. Wonder who that could be. Cupid. Anyway, so who gave to you, cruel boy, this right over poetry? Because, like, Cupid's just stolen one of his, that sounds really weird to say. I was about to say Cupid stole one of his feet, but out of context, that would sound so weird. Yeah, Cupid stole one of the feet from his lines. That still sounds weird, but anyway. So he's saying, who's giving you this right to steal a foot of my poetry? Oh, sorry. Why am I apologising to a microphone? Pieridum vates non tua turba sumus. Verb, sumus. We are. So first person, plural, present. I love how I'm doing this in different orders each time to spice it up. So we are. And then we need... So you would think probably not another nominative in this sentence. So now you need an accusative. Oh, no you don't, because like I said before, which I literally had instantly forgotten, the verb to be doesn't need an accusative after it. It goes like... No, it doesn't need it because it has nominative on both sides of the sentence for some reason that I do not know. So we think, what could be nominative here? Well, turba could be nominative because that's a first declension word. I'm doubting myself. You know, I just want you to know that I literally have an online dictionary up next to me for when I doubt myself. But... like before, yes, I'm right. It is a first declension word. So this could be nominative. Oh, that's an M. Nominative singular. Vates, that could be nominative plural. That could also be accusative plural, but why would we have an accusative? So let's put it as nominative plural for now. And what else do we have in this sentence? Pieridum. And it's capitalised, and as I always tell the primary school children when I go round there, if it has a capital letter, it's either a name of someone or the name of a place. Yeah. And then naturally they always forget, but hopefully you guys won't. So this means the muses, because it is plural, and it is third declension. So it goes like Rex. Sorry if you guys don't use Rex to do the third declension, and I keep saying it goes like Rex when you're using another third declension word, which I can't think of. But the ending for third declension is genitive plural. Yeah, so that will be of the muses. So let's have a look at the Wates and Turba. We are the poets of the muses, we are the crowd of the muses, or maybe it is, because Ovid is obviously a poet since he's writing poetry. He could say, we poets are the crowd of the muses. Yeah, because that is what he's writing. And then non-tuer, that's quite simple. Not yours. So he's saying, we're the crowd of the muses, not yours, Cupid. So like, go away and give me back my foot of poetry. So now we go on to one of my favourite parts, the comparisons. Because obviously I love the mythology the most. And we're comparing mythological figures. We have 3 sets. Minerva with Venus, Ceres with Artemis, although it doesn't say her name, and Phoebus or Apollo with Mars. I love it. So let's carry on. Quid si praeripiat flawae Venus arma Minervae ventilet acensas flawa Minerva faces. So an easy start to the sentence. What if? And then we go to the verb here, praeripiat. We have an at ending, which would be, but. You think at, as at. So you go, that's going to be present, third declension. What am I on about? Third person singular. And yes, it is present third person singular. However, this comes from praeripio. So that'll be is it. So why do we have an at on the end? Well, maybe that's because it is subjunctive. And it is because it's subjunctive. And that's because it's if. So it's like a hypothetical thing. So like, what if he or she might seize? It's hypothetical because no one's actually seized anything. And then we need to find the nominative, which is quite easy because we have Venus. Yay, she is obviously nominative singular. If you didn't know and you don't know lots of mythology, Venus is like the goddess of love, lust, sex, that sort of stuff. So what if Venus seized, and of course at the end of the sentence we have a comma, so let's not go beyond that. The end of the line, not the end of the sentence. At least I'm correcting myself, okay? At least I'm correcting myself. And then we need an accusative. And armor could be nominative plural or accusative plural or vocative, but it's not vocative. So since we have a nominative already, we'll go with it being accusative plural. So what if Venus seized the weapons? Then flawae Minervae, that's because this is flawae is an adjective, we're going to make these two go together. And what could that be the ending of? So puala, puala, pualam, pualai, pualai, puala, genitive or dative. So which one do we think? What if Venus sees the weapons for Golden-haired Minerva, of Golden-haired Minerva? Yeah, I think genitive singular makes more sense, doesn't it? So what if Venus sees the weapons of Golden-haired Minerva, who is the goddess of war strategy and wisdom? I think more wisdom in the Roman times, but yeah. So, like, what if Venus seized these weapons? Because, like, Venus, she's not the goddess of war. And then we have ventilet, which is obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but it's most definitely the verb to fan. And again, we have, this is from ventilo, which is a, how do you say it? Wait, ventilo. It's like the first one. It's not first declension, because that's the other things. First conjugation. That's the word. So that would go went to lo, went to las, went to lat, but instead we have an et. So we instead, that is again subjunctive because we're still in this what if clause. And again, it is. What happened there? Ah, no, help me. This is going great. It's still not writing. I feel like one of my teachers at school. This is spazzing out. You gonna write now? No, you're not. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh, nope, still not. Why won't you let me write? Why won't you let me write? Maybe it's my pen. Why would it be my pen? This is actually so rude. Let me try my other computer's pen. Oh my god. Why is this? It's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. It's okay. It's alright. Let's go to another page and see if we can... The thing is that my... Okay, guys, I'm going to come back when I fix this problem. And then we're going to carry on with the passage, alright? Cool. Okay, guys, I'm back and I have fixed the problem. Look, it's writing again. So, cool. So, as we were saying, wentelet is subjunctive. And like before, it's the present third person singular. So, she might fan. What if someone might fan? Again, who is the nominative? Quite easy again, Minerva. And we have Flava. And because in the last line we called her Golden Minerva, golden-haired Minerva, we're going to put them together again because they are both nominative singular. So, what if Golden Minerva might fan, and then we need the accusative, or the two accusatives in this case. So faces comes from fax, again third declension. So faces can be nominative plural or accusative plural. And in this case it's gonna be accusative plural because we have a nominative plural, and because we also have akensas. So fax is feminine. So akensas, which describes it. It's a participle, by the way. The perfect passive participle. The torches having been lit. Yeah, because it's ass. Oh god, I can't believe I just said that onto a microphone. Sorry. Anyway, where was I? Arkansas. Yeah, accusative plural. So having been lit. So what if Golden Minerva fanned or fans the having been lit torches, or the lit torches, because a symbol of Venus was her carrying around torches. Because, like, you know, goddess of love. And as Ovid does many times in his poems, he's just like, they burnt with passion and stuff. I think I put that in my prose composition. That was for the IB. Something to do with them being Medea burning with passion. Yeah, let's go on to the next line, because we are already half an hour through this, and I am only halfway through the first page. There's a whole other page after this, which will probably be done in another video. So, qui probet in silvis cererem regnare igiosis. Who, again, another comparison. Then we have probet, which is the verb. And that is usually probo, which goes probo, probas, probat. So again, we have the subjunctive. Yeah, we have the subjunctive. Let's write that on. This is so crowded. I suppose I could actually make this available at the end if anyone wants to see my crazy annotations. Put like a PDF of it on or something. We'll see if I can do that. Oh, I didn't want to put it that far in there. Oh my god, what the hell am I saying? Present, third person, singular. This is going great. At least I'm going to feel like I achieved something today, even if I don't do my homework. So who would approve? And then, or approve of, like I've put in brackets. Who would approve of, and then we don't need a like genitive after, because the word probate is like approve of. So you just need an accusative after it. It doesn't take the genitive. So who would approve of, let's find the accusative. Quererem. Because it's M, that's accusative singular. So who would approve of Ceres, who is the goddess of like grain and the harvest, that sort of things. And then we have regnare, which is like, well, it says it's raining. And it looks like a infinitive, doesn't it? And that is because it is a present infinitive. But this is an indirect statement. Yeah, this is an indirect statement, which is like, wait, I believe it's indirect something. Oh, I can't even spell anymore. It's not indirect speech because no one's speaking. It's an indirect statement because you are stating something indirectly. Why is this auto-corrected to indirect speech? It is a report on what someone else said or wrote without using that person's exact words, according to AI. It is usually introduced by verbs to say, to tell, to, or to announce, or to inform. Yeah, because it's like, who would approve of? I think I'm just gaslighting myself. Do you know what I don't even know where this... Alright. I'd look on the, whatever you call it, what do you call it? The commentary thing I had, which is just online. But I have no clue what it is, so I need to have a look so I can link that later. So we're just going to go with indirect statement. If it's wrong, please someone correct me in the comments, and I'll probably like pin it or something if that's possible. Otherwise, whatever, I'll go with it, and I can lead everyone out along wrongly, as well as myself. So who would approve of Ceres reigning in Silvis? There you go, you can see I left a letter off. Anyway, in the woods, because this is ablative plural. From Silva, I think. Where even am I? There we go. Sorry. And then iguosis, it ends in the same thing and it's an adjective, so they're going to go together because this is also ablative singular. My elbow's starting to hurt a bit now. I can probably get to the end of here. So who would approve of Ceres ruling or reigning in the mountainous woods? And again, let's take quis probat. Who would approve of? And go find an accusative. Again, if there is one. Hang on a sec. Do you know what, actually? I think I've confused myself. Because I just said the probate doesn't take dative. But virginus, however you want to pronounce it, is dative. Let me have a look at this sentence. Give me a sec. Who would approve of no. I know what's wrong because I have written down something wrong. This I wrote down as ablative, but I do not think that is ablative. That is not ablative. Did it just... whatever. This is nominative. What's Ava from? Probably Avum? It sounds like second declension neuter. Oh, it's a feminine first declension noun, is it? That's crazy. Who would have guessed? The field. Sure. Okay. Let's go with nominative singular. The field, then collie. But it shouldn't be nominative singular, should it? Because it should take an accusative. Oh, I just undid that. Well, collie. Let's go with this first. We know that this is passive present infinitive. So it's like being tilled. And then lege is ablative singular. So it's from lex, a rule. So it's like with the rule. And then we have pharetratai verginis, which goes together. And these are both genitive singular. So like under the rule of the maiden wearing a quiver, which is Diana. Did I call her Artemis before? Because that's the Greek one. I think I called her Artemis. Okay, so I did a whole load of fumbling about because I got really confused about... where's my pen? Not about where's my pen, but about this sentence here, which is where I will edit this into, because I looked it up after I finished recording and I realised that... okay, so I thought Ava was from Ava, like that same word, like first declension. But there's another one which it can be from Avum, which is what I thought it was, but it wasn't coming up on the dictionary, so I was so confused. But then I did something different and it did come up. So that would mean what I thought it was ablative singular, and I was getting confused. But what it can be, I just undid that. It doesn't need to go back on. What it can be instead now, because it's a second declension neuter, it can go ava, ava, ava. So that would be accusative plural. So then that would make sense, like the keras here. So who would approve that? The fields. I feel like I should get a... no. I feel like there should be a pointer on here, so then I don't have to draw on it constantly to point at stuff. The fields were being tilled. Who would approve of the fields being tilled under the rule of the maiden wearing a quiver? I hope that helps. I'm glad that I found that out now, and I'm glad that I've got to share that with you. Great. Okay, so let's do the next two lines, and then I'm going to stop, because this has gone on for way too long. Crinibus... was that the door? What the hell is that? Oh, I think next door's doing something. Crinibus insignem quis acuta cuspide fibum instruat eonium martem vente leram. So, find the verb, which is here, after the comma, and, just so you guys know, a bit of style analysis. There is a comma here, which an editor has put in later, because the ancient Romans did not use punctuation, any punctuation. But, because instruat is the first word in the line, it is putting emphasis on equip. It's saying, oh, that's so crazy, equipped, which you will figure out why it is crazy once we have translated this line. So, instruat, which should also be subjunctive. Because it comes from instruo, but then it goes, wait, give me a second. Yeah, thought so. Instruo, instruis, instruit. Because why else would I have put that it was subjunctive? So this is subjunctive, like before, third person singular. I hope you guys can read my handwriting. It's not that bad, I don't think. So, he might equip. And then look, middle of the line we've got who. So who would equip? Or who might equip? Then we need an accusative. Insignem, that's accusative, but that is also an adjective. So we need to find another one. Let's go along the line. And we've got Phoebum, which is Apollo. Phoebus just sort of means like shining, I think, because he's the god of the sun. So who would equip? Famous Phoebus. Oh, some alliteration there. So who would equip him? And then, like, if you're thinking who would equip him, you would think who would equip him with something, wouldn't you? Because you can't really have an accusative after that. So if we look round here, cuspide, from cuspis. Yeah, cuspis. Cuspide, that's ablative singular, isn't it? So with a spear, and you look at acuta, and that could be, that's 212. So that could be, because cuspide, cuspis is feminine. That could be a ablative, couldn't it? And that's how you describe a spear, a sharp spear. So who would equip famous Phoebus with a sharp spear? And we go to the start of the line and we see hair, crinibus. And you think, oh, well, where's that coming in? And if you know about Apollo, you know that he is famous for his hair. If you have seen statues of Apollo, his hair is great. I mean, my computer backdrop is literally statue of Apollo, my favourite. But anyway, I digress. Crinibus, which is, it can either be dative or ablative plural. So which one is it? Or ablative, there we go. Who would equip famous Phoebus famous for his hair? That sounds like dative, doesn't it? Because if Phoebus was famous, or let's say Apollo, because this is getting too much alliteration. Who would equip Apollo, famous for his hair, with a sharp spear? So now you can see why it would be crazy to equip him with that. Because Phoebus, or Apollo, is the god of, well, pretty much everything. He's the god of light, he's the god of music, he's the god of, oh god, my cat is behind the piano. Sorry, he's knocked a picture down. Great. What else is he the god of? He's the god of, like, medicine, healing. I mean, his son is literally Asclepios, which is a healer who brought people back from the dead, I think. And then the god of war, as we're going to meet in the next sentence, is Mars. Let's go back to red. So, let's have a look. Aeoniam and leram, they're both accusative singular, aren't they? So, and you would call it an Aeonian lyre, because, yeah, why not? And then we've got moventer, which is from moveo. So this is a participle, a present participle. And with the e on the end, like a third declension, this would be ablative singular. So with something moving. And we've got Marte from Mars. That's also got the E on the end. So that's going to be ablative singular too. So with Mars moving the Aeonian lyre, or you could say with him playing the Aeonian lyre. So it's just like, it's crazy. Who would give Phoebus or Apollo a spear and give Mars a lyre? Like the god of war playing a lyre. And this is, I remember why I highlighted this word now, which I was thinking, why did I do that right before I came here? And this is because Mars is often described as movente or moveo, but not with a lyre, but with bellum, with war. So he'd be like making war on someone. And with him having that before the lyre, they're thinking, oh, he's going to be moving war, he's going to be making war on people. But no, then the shock of when liar comes after that participle, they're going to be like, what? Him with a liar? Hell no. So yeah, well, I hope this has been informative, apart from my fumbling about and that part with the Arbor Collie where I still don't really know what's going on, but trust. Yeah, it's fine. I believe it's ablative, and if I believe it, then it must be, right? And we've done quite a bit, honestly, and it's been just under an hour, so yeah, cool. Like I said before, I will link the commentary in the description, and I'll link some different translations to the poem and where you can find the Latin of the poem. And I said I was going to read my translation out from this, didn't I? So that you could all just hear it without me going through it. So I shall do that. I was preparing to put forth arms and violent wars with a solemn rhythm, with appropriate subject matter for the metre. The lower line was equal to the first, but Cupid is said to have laughed and to have stolen a foot. Who gave you, cruel boy, this right over poetry? We poets are the crowd of the muses, not yours. What if Venus seized the weapons of golden-haired Minerva, while golden-haired Minerva fanned the lit torches? Who would approve of Ceres reigning in the mountainous forests, while the fields were being tilled under the rule of the maiden wearing a quiver? Who would equip Phoebus, famous for his hair, with a sharp spear, while Mars was playing the Aeonian lyre? There you go. I hope that was helpful. And if it was, and you liked me fumbling about, trying to figure out and remember what I had said and make sense of my notes, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I sincerely hope that this is recorded properly and I don't have to go and make a third version of this. Thanks for watching.